Hey guys, I am back again for another Spin Master DC toy review. We're continuing on with the Superman the movie retro collection toy line. Now I finally got her. Just jumping right into it. Finally got her. I finally got Lois Lane. Took a bit to ship in the mail, but it came in, and I'm freaking happy. There are so many reasons why I'm excited to take a look at this figure because this is literally the first, and I could probably say this because I don't know if they ever did this before at all, but this is the very first 4-inch, or at least 3¾ inches, but it doesn't matter, 4-inch Lois Lane action figure. And best of all is Margot Kidder's Lois Lane, which is something that I'm just very, very happy with. And speaking of getting certain characters that we haven't had in a toy line before, I just found out that Spin Master is doing a retro style collection for Batman 1989, which is, I don't know when it exactly is going to be coming out soon, probably next year, who knows, but let's be real, that line is already exciting looking as well. It's got Batman, Joker, Bob, and also Vicky Vale's getting her first action figure, and that's something that I'm very freaking happy about too when it comes to like the Spin Master retro collection toy lines. Now, of course, it's not entirely perfect because this line is still missing a Clark Kent, and the Batman line is missing a Bruce Wayne. So I'm still a little disappointed about that, but at the same time, I'm going to push all that aside. I've already ranted about that in my last review of the Superman and Lex Luthor figures. So we're just going to go ahead and look at the Lois Lane figure. But of course, I would go over the package, but it's basically the exact same as the previous package. Nothing to talk about. I've already went into detail about the packages. I already like the aesthetic. So let's just go ahead and open Lois out of the package. Alrighty, so we got Margot Kidder's Lois Lane out of the package. I'm honestly impressed with this one. I'm just gonna say it. This might be the best of the 6 figures that we have had so far, and the best of the 3 that I own so far, because I'm actually impressed with this figure for one reason only, and this is something I don't even expect. We're gonna go jump into the head sculpt. I'm not gonna lie, this figure kind of perfectly matches Margot Kidder, even if it's supposed to be a Kenner-like version of that likeness. So it's like you might not be able to see it, but I don't know why. I actually legit see her face. It's funny because when it came to Christopher Reeve's figure, I couldn't be able to see his likeness enough on his figure. Maybe I'm starting to see it a little bit more on it as time progresses, but really it's just that compared to Christopher Reeve on this figure and also Gene Hackman in the other figure. But again, just looking at Lois, wow, I am genuinely impressed with Lois Lane in terms of how she looks. Like, she definitely resembles Margot Kidder a little more than the other 2 characters with their respective actors. Excuse me. And also really like how they painted her eyes too. It's just, they look kind of beautiful from this angle. Her hairstyle is also pretty nice as well. Matches how it looks in the film. And basically her outfit in general matches to how she looks for the finale of the movie, which is a nice outfit. It's also nicely sculpted for a Kenner style. It's also got articulated legs. I mean, the legs and the articulated state, they look kind of good too. I mean, that's how they're supposed to look, something like out of Kenner. The overall sculpting of the figure looks pretty nice. Also, there's a little bit of that, which I don't know what that is, but I can probably scratch that off and get that out of there. Or it's kind of some defect or some dang stuff like that, but yeah, that's kind of cleared out. I would say it's nicely applied here, but it's kind of scruffy on this foot, but on this one, not so bad. And also the creases on her pants. The sculpt though around is very simple, but effective. And also, again, the way it's painted and all that, it's just very simple, but I also really like this sculpt. And again, the head, the likeness is what I'm liking the most about this figure. I'm really loving this figure. And also her accessory happens to be a notebook. It also has a little pen sculpted on the side and painted, but her little notebook is basically taking notes for the newspaper that she's gonna write about her time spent with Superman. And I really like this a lot. So this is a very, very adorable accessory. Honestly, this Lois Lane figure is like, for the first Lois Lane figure for Margot Kidder, it is incredible. Even if it's just a retro style figure with just 5 points of articulation, any figure of Margot Kidder's Lois Lane is just better than nothing as far as I'm concerned. And not to mention, I'm gonna go jump into comparison because this ain't the only Lois Lane figure I have. There it is. I also have this 5-inch Lois Lane figure from the animated series, which honestly, it's just a shame that we didn't have that much Lois Lane figures. And this one from the Hasbro toy line from I'm just gonna assume around the 2000s, if I forget, because I had to remind myself when it came out, because this came in a battle pack with many other figures in the animated Superman lineup. But this Lois Lane figure, I only had this because there was really no Lois Lane figure to go with, in my opinion, and this is the only one. It only just got 3 points of articulation: the swiveled head, swiveled arms, and no swivel legs because they're all sculpted underneath the skirt. And it's just a very disappointing figure as far as I'm concerned. How can you make a Lois Lane figure with no articulated legs? That's just ridiculous. But thankfully, this is an older figure. But this wasn't really the cheapest I could find, to be honest, because Lois Lane is definitely a hard to come by action figure. The fact that we finally got a Lois Lane figure of today, but in the retro style, it's like it's really good, and not to mention, it's also even more good that it goes really well with Christopher Reeve. Like just seeing how he looks right next to Lois. Even the scale, I also really like the scale of this because it's funny. It's like how they all match up, like how they all match up. They're all tall enough, and it's like I actually really do like the scaling on here. So I'm just gonna move Lex Luthor out of the way. This video is just gonna be dedicated to these two, but I really like the scaling right here. Lois is at a perfect height compared to Superman. Superman is supposed to be a tall guy, so this is honestly a perfect height. Alright, that's gonna do it for the Spin Masters Superman the Movie Retro Collection line with Lois Lane. That's gonna do it for this figure review. It's short and simple. It's basically a very simple figure, but I really, really love this Lois Lane figure, and it's very nice that we finally got a Margot Kidder Lois Lane. Yet, it's still kind of hard to come by when it comes to trying to tracking her down. But at the same time, I'm just still happy that I finally got this figure regardless. It doesn't really matter much. It's just, I'm very happy with this Lois Lane figure. That's all I gotta really say about this figure. The only 3 figures I got left is General Zod and the 2 Jor-Els. I love this figure, and I definitely recommend finding this figure if you can track it down in Target stores, either when they stock back up or so, or if you wish. I mean, I would not recommend buying from a scalper, but I don't know if it depends on your wallet or how much your budget is. But seriously though, I'm so glad I got this figure. I'm gonna stop running my mouth for this review. Hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I will be seeing you guys later.